would say evening, everybody, but waiting for people to turn up. But still, obviously, with D at the moment. Here we go. People starting to turn up. Woohoo! There we go. Howdy, Chewy. Hello, Brian. How are you? Oh, itch. Oh. Hi, Rich. Uncle Bulgaria. How the devil are you, my friend? Hope your knee's on the mend after the surgery. Oh, pardon me. I shouldn't have had those eggs earlier. Hello, Brian. How are you? Get cream for the itch. Yeah, I've got cream for the itch. So, unfortunately, we're having a how can I put it? An Indian summer here, and yeah, the bitey things are out in force, and apparently Sharpe tastes good. New Corey Taylor album rocks. I shall have to have a look out for that then. Thank you, Chewy. I've seen quite a lot of his solo stuff, his solo acoustic. It shows he's far better than he would at first appear as a singer. Yeah, I know, Brian. I've got to work in it. Joy. Oh, at least the air conditioning will be on in the shop. Hey, Chevy, how are you? Yeah, still not sponsored, so I'm on yeah, all I'm getting ads for at the moment is PayPal, Asda, and whatever. Oh, it's not going to be Colin McRae. Whatever the new World Rally game is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Those and a couple of other computer games that I have no intention of ever buying. You know how it is, targeted advertising. You don't watch any videos about computer games, but you get a whole bunch of computer game adverts. Or adverts for movies you're never going to watch. Topic for today: should John get a haircut? Yes, John should get a haircut, because you know it's getting to the point where I'm starting to get curls down the back now, Brian. But as I don't want. Well, in that case, why am I not getting bikini adverts? Yeah. Why am I not getting adverts for guns or warships or coasts? Hello, Jason, Redfish, Boofish, my nerd. How you diddling? And a lovely D. Excellent stream, D. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it's just because it's that time of year where all the big computer games come out, so they can make money for Christmas. And then, yeah, I'm not going to go into that joke, Chewy. I'm not going to say anything disparaging against the Canadian Navy, because they were a very helpful ally back in World War II. The cherry tank is all sorted and set and running, Brian. That will be probably this week's video. You can see it's just down there. A bit clearer than it was. A lot easier to see through the glass when it's not covered in planaria. Yeah, so that'll be this week's video, possibly. Or it might be for something I got this week. Although my thunder's already been stolen on that one by someone else. Thanks, Sean Peck. I knew I should have filmed it and put it up this week and not left it for another week. Pammy! Yeah, Pam, you're now a Technically, great grandma now. One of the things that has happened this week. As I say, not a huge amount going on in the tanks of late. Unfortunately, again, they're pistos at their babies. They made it to 2 weeks before they ate them this time, at least, so they're getting there. Oi, oi, Chris. I can actually say it. ICUMTA. I just can't type it because if you type it, it's just really perverse. Hey, Kenny, how you doing? So we'll go through what's been going on in the tanks. As I say, the pistos at their babies. Again, we have a solution in hand. Don't worry. And oh no, Mandy's not here, so I can't annoy her with it. But baby cribs do 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 do. Baby cribs do 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 do. Yeah. Yes, I now have a 15-gallon tank with breeding bristlenoses and cribensis in it. Yeah, that's not good. I joke. I know there's probably some fish keepers that would love to be able to breed cribs, but I'm trying to get rid of them. Yeah, but mum and dad doing great. All 50 odd of the bubbers doing rather well. There's a couple of suicidal ones that tried to go and swim with the glow light Danios. Type in what? I'm not going to ask what you're doing with the other hand, Pam. It's not that kind of live stream. I'll be very well. Yeah, I don't want Spaz to grow any quicker, because the quicker it grows, the sooner I'm going to have to get rid of him. That's the problem. Isn't it, little Acaras? Yes. Big boys. So yeah, what will happen is once the cribs get a bit bigger, I'll basically just chuck them in one of the Pleco grow out tubs and see what happens. I mean, the plan for today was to get another tank, the same as my quarantine tank, which is just out of shot over there. Oh no, what you done, Pam? You haven't injured yourself, have you? You haven't had a Sharpe moment. Oh dear, whatever it is, get well soon, my dear. Sending a get well kiss. Yeah, I'll literally just chuck them in a Pleco tub. Unless I can get hold of another grow out tank tub in the meantime. That was the plan today, was to get another one, so the same as a quarantine tank, set that up so I could then use that as a grow out tank for the cribs, because there's like 50 odd of them in, as I say, a 15-gallon tank. It's a bit much, really, especially with one lot of, well, there's already one batch of baby bristlenoses in the breeder box in that tank, and it's probably only going to be another week or two before there's another batch of baby bristlenoses in there. I don't know what it is with that tank. Whatever I put in there. Oh no, he didn't fall over. Oh no. Well, get well soon, my dearie. Take it steadier at your age, Pam. I'm already in trouble for calling one of my colleagues old the other day. So, well, I think I'm old. So therefore, if I think I'm old and you're older than me, you're old. That's simple. So other than the crib surprise, which wasn't really too much of a surprise, I was kind of expecting it. Everyone else is doing just fine at the moment. The Acaras, the two remaining Ember Tetras and two remaining, well, the smart Ember Tetras and the smart Harlequin, or copper Harlequins. Spaz and the Acaras and the Bristlenoses and the Shrimpies are all doing well in here. So the cherry shrimp are doing well. The shellies have been digging again. I now have a sand and lava rock substrate because we managed to get right down to the bottom of the tank. Kind of looks like a moonscape in there at the moment, to be honest. They've even managed to dig a couple of tunnels underneath the rocks. Only issue I've got at the moment is this little Tanky with the CPDs and Tanky, the baby Capisto. There he is, little Tanky. Yeah, it just needs a damn good clean out, really. But being such a small tank, it's actually hard to give it a good clean gravel vac, blah, 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 without emptying the tank. But yeah, at least the algae is pearling. That's one good thing. Ooh. Ooh, yes. The Rockhill Severn bubbers. Oh, that'll be very welcome, I'm sure, Chris. I'm sure you've got a spare tank somewhere, though. Although I think that 300 might be a bit too big for a fry tank. Like the right end. And yes, I have been watching your diary of a fish keeper, Chris. Very entertaining. And good to see how other people go about things daily and step by step, etc. It's providing food for thought. And as we all know, when Sharpe starts thinking, that's generally a dangerous thing. It's 220 longs on flooring. Yeah. I think I'm probably going to end up with a row of tanks underneath the stairs, to be honest. Partly I'm getting sick of staring at a black bucket, basically. Well, plasterer's trough, plasterer's bath, but yeah, black bucket by anyone else's name. It's great. Everything feels really safe in there, you know, and breathes things. But you can't see into it. You have to go lift the lid and then peer from the top and see what you can see. Which I'm guessing, as you can probably figure, you've got a black bucket with black bristle noses in it. It's a bit hard to see them. So this tank doesn't hold us. It should do this time, Chris. Have you done the? Yeah, you've done the strip, sand, clean, everything this time. But yeah, I think part of the issue is just the sheer length of that seam. I don't know how long the tank is. Is it 6 foot, 8 foot, something like that? Yeah, it's not going to take very much flex. Yeah, 6 foot. It's not going to take an awful lot of flex in the bottom, any direction, and over that distance, a tiniest bit of flex is going to measure out to quite a bit at one end and pop a seal, I would think. I'm sure you leveled it properly and you had it set on correct and everything. It's just one of those things. Something's probably warped over time. Maybe even the floor sunk a bit, you know, something like that. Hello, Marriott. Long time no see. How are you? I've not seen you about for quite a while. Yeah, so I mean that is my biggest tank. It's what, 1 meter, so 3 foot something, 3 foot and a few inches, so less than half the length. Yeah, I remember you saying in one of the diaries that you had, it wasn't completely supported, so that might have caused. And then with the weight slightly shifted over to one side, that might have been putting a slight torque on the tank. So, but yeah, Fingers crossed for you this time, buddy. I mean, otherwise you're going to use more silicone than, well, an LA plastic surgeon. Let's put it that way. I'm also good too. Yeah, I think it's basically been a rough year, Marek. Yeah, fingers, eyes, toes, legs. And I'm going to do. There you go. Not recommended, by the way. Don't do that if you're not broke your fingers. You might not get them uncrossed again. Oh yeah, and if that is live long and prosper, is that die young and broke? Yeah, the skills of broken and mangled fingers. It's not good when you can just bend the end over like that. Yeah, that's a definite sign of broken knuckles. Hell, I know I've broken my knuckles because I've got a bit of bone floating around somewhere in the back of my hand. At the moment, it's somewhere around there is a piece from that knuckle. And no, I'm not putting one finger up my holding on my lighter. Oh, bless you, Chris. Yeah, I can't see as I'm ever going to get enough people watching or enough likes to actually go up the list on and actually get onto the front page on YouTube as recommended. If it does, the world will come to an end. Hubby's hands are fingers I've broken. Oh, I can't see you hurting a fly. Well, maybe a fly or a spider, but you know, you're a little sweetie, really. Mine comes from punching things and dropping things on them and bending them the wrong direction and getting them trapped between things and all sorts. So, yep. Hey, Atkins and Undertaker Calloway, good to have you here again. So that's not all that's been happening this week. Anyway, I have been purchasing some things. Oh, pardon me. In addition to burp fuel, clumsy more than hitting things. Yeah, I'm not necessarily clumsy or accident prone. Let's say because I'm not clumsy. I'm not accident prone. I just don't worry about it. Oh, thank you very much, Chris. As always appreciated, never required. It's more other people will think, oh, that might hurt, that might be dangerous. I just don't think about it because I've hurt myself that often that pain isn't really that painful anymore, generally. When your reaction to breaking a bone is to go, oh, bugger, rather than screaming in agony. Yeah. Right, so what do we get this week? I got new fine flossy things to go in the U4 in there because the ones in there have been in there about 8 months and starting to fall apart. From Pets at Home, which is where I went because I was going to get a tank and they didn't have one, so I thought I've got to buy something. So just got some more pads which I needed. Chris, don't make me do that because I can make smoke come out of my ears and my tear ducts as well, but we don't want to go there. Oh, pardon me. Here we are. Couple of dinky baby sponge filters because you never have too many sponge filters. Perfect for fry tanks. because they can feed on them, graze on them, and they don't get sucked into them and minced by them. Yeah, well pointed out, Chewy, and I think the first part of that name was actually aquarium as well. I mean, my Cyrillic isn't very good, but... And the other thing, the thing that a certain Mr. Sean Peck at Peck Tech has, and probably, I mean, I blame Corey, really. It's all Corey's fault. I got one of the new Zis breeder boxes, mainly and specifically for the Epistos, so I can save the little sods before the parents eat them. It'll either do hang on the side inside the tank, or suction cup to the tank. This one's just got the grills in the two sides of it, rather than... Why am I turning it around? This is a flat picture. Yeah, so... And it's very fine stainless steel mesh on the edge, on the sides, about half, maybe a mil. So teeny little fishy shouldn't be able to get through it. Little compartment on the back where the airline and an air stone goes in, and job done. So should do the trick. Yeah, I'll say Sean Peck got his one, I think, because Corey has a bit of a program where he sends new products out to people to test and to do videos on. I'm obviously not in that program. Wrong country, wrong continent. I mean, if you're watching, Corey, I wouldn't say no, mate. Yeah, so I got that off of Amazon UK. Came from All Pet Solutions, turned up the next day, and I will be doing a video on it, either to go out this week or next week, depends how I feel, which one I decide to hit upload on. So yeah, hopefully, and there's different ones. There's ones with the mesh in the bottom, ones in the sides and the bottom. And yes, it is expensive for a breeder box. Most of the sort of net or the standard, like the marina, hang on, the ones that float or hang on the inside of the tank, they're normally around $6.99 to a tenner. But looking at all of them, they've all got these big slits either down the sides or in the bottom that Fry can just swim straight out of. Why would you design something to hold Fry that Fry can just swim straight out of? I don't quite understand that. And which is why the breeder box that I do have, which has got the baby plecos in, has got a stainless steel mesh siliconed to the sides and the bottom where the slots are, so they can't escape. And I really didn't fancy trying to cut stainless mesh to size again, bend it to shape, destroy a pair of cutters, and then silicone it. So yeah, I mean, this one I think it was something like $23.99. Yeah, looks to be good. I will do a video on it this week. Yes. Oh, selling off some African snails. Cool. They're one of the things that is starting to be restricted over here, because so many people buy them and then they get really big and then they reproduce and then they just let them go in the garden. Yes. Sean, hello, how are you? Window screen. Yeah, also I did kind of think on that, but it was the 1 mil stainless steel weatherproofing mesh that I found first, so I'll use that. The window screen is what comes with Tamiya kits to make grills on tanks and cars. It's bloody horrible stuff. I hate it. I actually went and bought, well, so I ordered a set of photo etched brass grill just so I could cut that to size and use that, because it's just so much easier than that bloody horrible nylon mesh. which is way out of scale. Yeah, no, nothing new I've listened to lately, Chewy. Not even any new excuses about why people won't wear a mask. Well, I did shut someone up the other day. Excuse me, do you have a mask with you? No, I can't wear one. I've got asthma. So do I. She just looked at me like, oh. That one normally works. Yeah, it's not going to work anymore. Drinkable yogurt may have soured your stomach. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Especially mixing it with hot coffee, man. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's just foul. And this is me talking, Chris. Well, hugs and support from the fish fam for your youngest, Marek. That's, if you want to say what's been going on, you can say, but if you'd rather keep it to yourself, then we'll all understand. Yeah, I mean, I've had some bad concoctions, Chris. You know, those nights when you smoked a little too much of the herbal cigarette, and you get the munchie attack going, and you've not been shopping for a while. Yay, Amber! Big Wookie hugs back, and spooky head rubs as well. Oh, yeah, I'd have to go with that one. I would have to go with that one, Sean. That's a legit one to me. It's like, yeah, I've got a really bad itchy nostril, and it's pissing me off. Yeah, I think I'd let that one live. Let that one go. Yeah. I struggle to breathe wearing my mask. It's so hard. You've had it on 10 minutes. I've been wearing the same thing for 8 hours. Go away. Yeah. Big hugs back to you, Amber. Love you. I hope all is well at your end and Joseph is doing his stuff that he should do. That sounded wrong. You know what I mean. Doing his chores. He's going to have a winter to look forward to soon as well, isn't he? He's going to enjoy that. Yeah. The hashtag buy Joseph winter clothes. That might have to happen. At least one pair of sealskin socks. Not made from actual sealskin. Good warm coat. Padded trousers. And a hat. Good hat. Yeah, that's been going on for a while, Chewy, I think, over in Brazil. Oh, it's a wildfire. Oh, how come there's houses on it now? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the annoying thing is this sweet FA we can actually do. I mean, we can refuse to serve people, and I'm pretty sure my boss would be fine with that. If someone not wearing a mask and they kick off, we can go, yeah, no, not serving you, not interested. But for the grief and the hassle it causes, it's like, nah, can't be bothered. It's just not worth the hassle. You get to know, you get, well, I don't know about you, Sean, but we get kind of the same customers most days or most weeks. You get to know who are the arses that are just not wearing one because they're selfish arses. Praise. I think you need to feed him up, Amber. That's what it is. Need to get some casseroles and stews on the go with some good old English dumplings in them. They'll always warm you up and make you feel better. Praise. I knew what you meant. Oh, I think some praise sounds better. And some praise as well. As yeah, he's generally a good lad. Oh, I know that feeling, Marek. So he may not want a hug, but fist bump in solidarity. Yeah. I'll say most people are quite happy. They'll wear their mask. They don't say a word. Just get on with it. And you get the occasional one that normally wears a mask, and every so often they forget, and don't worry, yeah, fine now. Or they've had a few and they're a bit tipsy and they forget. But you get the ones who are just being arses because they can be arses. Oh, I did have one very good one. Was just school kick out time, so the school kids all come piling into the shop. Little lad comes in, got your mask with you. No, I'm not old enough, don't have to wear a mask. I'm thinking, hang on, he's got a high school uniform on. Got to be over 11. Oh, whatever, can't be bothered. There's about 30 kids in the shop. I've got more to keep my eye on. And he gets to the till and he's got three energy drinks in his hands. And I'm like, you just told me you're not old enough to wear a mask. Yeah, I said, you're definitely not 16. I'm not selling you those. That would be illegal. Because yes, in the UK you had to be 16 to buy energy drinks. Anxiety and ADHD. Yeah, that's not a good combination, Marek. But yeah, thoughts and best wishes. And he's not alone, and he's got a great mum to help him through it. So, you know, you'll do the best you can, I'm sure. And now you know what it is. You can get the right treatment or counselling or whatever is needed. Oh, I hope you gave the duck a fuss, Sean. I would have let the duck in just on awesomeness. Yeah, head never shuts up. I have that problem as well, Marek. Um, yeah, I would say best wishes to you on that, Matt. My darling. Yeah, I hope you get all sorted and everything's okay in the long run. Yeah, yeah. Life's a bitch. Um, how did I get through school? Generally violence, Marek. Violence and being a loner. That's pretty much it. Then doing the same when I got home as well because I was in foster care. So yeah, I kind of hated my childhood, really, to be honest. Yeah, it took me till probably my mid-30s to get over it. Yeah, but I'll say these days the help and etc. is a lot better than it used to be. Yeah, I'll say Atkins used to be in the UK. You could buy energy drinks whatever age. Then they realised that selling highly caffeinated and taurinated drinks to small children is a really bad idea, short term and long term. Well, yeah, we all know they're not good for you. He says, chugging on a whatever, how many ounce Red Bull this is. It doesn't say. 473 mil, if anyone's got a calculator to figure out how many ounces that is. Yeah, they always blame the parents first. In my case, they blamed me when they should have blamed the parents. Yeah, I say I mean, I've not got ADHD, so I can't say what it's like. If I had, I could explain exactly what it's like, but I don't. What I had was I would get bored because the teacher would explain something, I'd get it, understand it, and then the teacher would have to explain it 3 or 4 more times to all the other children in the class, by which time I'll be absolutely bored senseless and causing trouble. And back then it wasn't, you were just seen as a troublemaker, so you were put down a set, which meant you got even more bored and caused even more trouble. But no, put me up a set. I'm bored. Yeah, I mean, how I never got, I'm not, I had one detention because I got caught smoking. That was all one of my mates' fault. He was supposed to be on guard and wasn't, so we got caught. Yeah, I never got suspended, never got expelled. And there's probably at least 6 kids I put in hospital. One teacher that got a concussion. Yeah. Now you know. Now you know exactly what it is, Marek. You can move forward, hopefully. But I say, Fish Fam is a safe place for anyone. Well, except criminals and paedophiles, but um, I mean, the model making group I was in, that we would hang out together, we were all nuts. I don't say that lightly, like I'm taking the mickey out of your boy. But, when you are a nutter, calling other people a nutter, it's not an insult. It's like one black person calling another black person the N word. It's that kind of thing. But yeah, we were just all nutters together and got on with it. It got very dark in some of the conversations we had. It got very strange. And then someone would fart and everyone would crack up laughing. Youth Builds a pre-apprenticeship program, teaches how to prepare for construction trades. Is that anything to do with Mike Rowe? Is it Mike Rowe Foundation, Atkins? I know he does a lot for getting people into the trades rather than pointless university degrees that lead to nowhere. Bob, Mr. Kayla, how are you, my friend? I hope all is well in Kaylaville, up at the Ark. Have you found the Covenant in there anywhere yet, Bob? What are you looking at, Strike? So when you got a fish that's barely 1.5 inches long, flaring at you and giving you the evils because you sat too close to their tank. It's kind of funny. But what are you going to do? Give me a pinprick on the end of the finger? Still searching. Well, you keep searching, Bob. Eventually, you'll find it. If not, you might even find the meaning of life. I'm not sure which will be more valuable. Although, if you're a fan of The Hitchhiker's Guide, you know the meaning of life, the universe, and everything is 42. Yeah, epic joke. If you don't understand the question, you won't understand the answer. Yeah. Found the meaning of life. Keeping fish, breeding fish. Yeah, taking a lot of them. Yeah, it does, Marit. It takes it right out of you. But so, fish farm and shrimp farm, you're welcome and loved around us lot. So, yeah. If you need to go have a nap, go have a nap. Yeah, still here. This is it. If it weren't for a certain white floofy monster, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, we're all still here. We've got through our travails, or in my case, got through them. You're on the way to getting through your travails. And yeah, as I say, we're here. We're glad you're here. And we're glad your boy's still here as well. Long lost. Yeah. So he's wondering whether Zach's going to make an appearance tonight. Last 2 live streams he has. Yeah, and so my diagnosis wasn't performed by a medical doctor; it was performed by a psychiatric doctor, who is no longer with us. Is it bad when a psychiatrist kills themselves? Yeah. Oh no, I probably shouldn't laugh, but I do. Looking back, I do find it kind of amusing now that my form tutor had a heart attack and died. My French teacher had a nervous breakdown and quit teaching. My psychiatrist committed suicide. Yeah. Give me that weed. Yeah. Yeah. The pharmaceutical companies, they don't want you taking medicine that you can grow yourself. Hell no, they don't make money out of it. That's Boo. How you doing, Aaron? Well, hopefully we can put a bit of a smile back on your face, Marit. If that's all we manage between us, then, well, we've done a bit anyway. Somewhere to vent, and we put a smile on your face. There you go. That's what friends are for. Here's some new keyboards. It's bigger than the last one. Was it a special keyboard for people with fat fingers? Reminds me of an episode of The Simpsons where Homer needed the bigger phone with the bigger buttons. Played cards and built with Zoid. Oh, I remember Zoids. They were awesome. You can still get them as well, by the way, Sean, if you wanted to build another Zoid. They're a little bit, well, considerably more expensive than they used to be because they're not marketed as children's toys anymore. They're marketed as adult models. But my brain development technique has really changed. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are. Yeah, I mean, you'll notice I sometimes have complete brain farts or completely forget what I'm doing or talking about. Yeah, that's probably got something to do with the amount of hemp that I've smoked over the years. Psych nurses are crazy and medical nurses. Oh yes, psych nurses are absolutely nuts. They're great fun. Um, yeah, they've got that completely black sense of humour that most of their patients have. Um, it's when you sort of sat there and you're having a good joke about someone who just managed to kill themselves in a spectacular manner, three doors down. It's, yeah, it's not good. End up just using the Mac for desktop. Oh, now you lost me. You lost me, Aaron. To me, a keyboard is a keyboard is a keyboard, as long as all the letters and bits are in the right places. Oh yeah, and there are, for most natural problems, there's a natural solution. I mean, admittedly, they used to get quite a lot of it wrong, saying liverwort helped with liver conditions because the leaves are shaped like the liver. No. Um, just realised you're missing your game, but I missed it last week. Yeah. Well, it's coming to something if you'd rather be here with some random middle-aged dude yapping at you than playing a computer game, but hey, whatever. I'm not going to complain. Yeah, that's why we banned. I say we, like I had something to do with it. It was donkeys years ago that using actual antibiotics in a fish tank was kind of made illegal. There's the star of the show. There he is, Spazzy Boy. Yeah, yeah, exactly. When when we ejected our undesirables and sent them across the sea. Um, yeah, along with blankets infected with smallpox and a desire for warfare. Kind of all the diplomacy. Yeah, yeah. There is a lot of being diplomatic going around at the moment. I don't do well with diplomacy. I tend to say it how I see it. Oh, God, back when I was a kid, I had a Commodore 64 computer, and the keyboard on that had a flaw where I say the keyboard basically was the computer, all the motherboard and everything was in the keyboard, and the tape deck and the whole works. You'd hit D and you'd get SD, so you had to delete, delete, D, delete, delete, D, delete, delete. Yes, I got a D. Yeah, I say a lot of people say, "Oh, Melafix, Pimafix, oh, they're blooming useless." They just take longer. They're not like instant solutions, but they work. I mean, hell, that tank had columnaris, wiped out most of the fish in there. I treated it with aquarium salt, Melafix, and Pimafix, and fixed the problem. Did it like fix it overnight or in like 2 days? No. Did it take a week or so? And was I still losing fish? Yes. Did it get rid of it? It did eventually. It just took time. People want instant fixes these days rather than. Yep. Pine needles are chewed for tooth decay. Yep. I can't remember what the chemical is in them. The natural anaesthetic, isn't it? Um, Yeah, I say like willow bark as well. Yeah, I say literally all I use my computer for is this live stream, uploading videos because I don't do any editing, so I don't do that, and paying bills. That is pretty much all I use my laptop for. Which is why I don't have a really expensive new one. Pretty much anything else, I use my tablet. Maternal Granny's Half Cherokee. Yeah, great stuff to learn from, Bob. Um, I say there's so many things that you can just, what? Oh, yeah, then it makes sense. And quite a few of them, if you look at like the scientific name, it'll give you a clue what's in there. The willow tree being the salix contains salicylic acid, which is it aspirin or paracetamol? I can never remember which one, but it's one of them basic painkillers. Oh, I never got round to World of Warcraft. Bit too cutesy for mine. Aspirin, that was the one. I knew it was one of them. Yes, people still play World of Warcraft. There was a new update for it not too long ago. Um, yeah, it's natural medicine of salicylic acid. Yes. I'd say there's a lot of knowledge has been lost over time where we've relied on the science rather than we've gone the purely scientific route and completely forgotten about the natural beginning of it. Itchy luggle, sorry. And so much. I mean, the amount of people who can't even start a blooming fire. You know, people who can't build a fire. Yeah, so the only games I play are, well, the only game I play is World of Warships now, and I play that on the Xbone. So I've never liked gaming on a PC. Yeah, you know what I mean, Chewie. We went from you got this wrong, eat this or chew this or do this or whatever, to we can synthesize this, we can make it available in a little pill form that you just go, and now people have forgotten where it originally came from because we just get the synthetic one. I'm not saying the synthetic ones can't be more effective, and they probably are. As you said, I mean, I don't want to think the amount of willow bark you'd have to chew to have the same effect as a couple of aspirin, but you know, and most of them are poisons as well. You know, you got thick blood. Oh, you're on blood thinners. You're on warfarin. Yeah, that stuff they used to kill rats. Yeah, I just play games for a bit of a laugh every now and then. It's just a little bit of World of Warships. It was World of Tanks before that, and I just got to the point where I basically unlocked every tank, and it was getting a bit boring. So switched on World of Warships when it came out. It's slower pace, suits the speed of my brain now. I haven't got that twitch reflex anymore for first-person shooters or racing games. Well, there goes Daddy Crib chasing around the glow like Daniels again. Speaking of which, the one that went white is now black and white stripes. Uh, and I've asked many people, and no one has a clue what the heck went on with that. Oh, the World of Warcraft South Park episode, yes. That was rather funny. Yeah, market is Kumadin's increase. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is also. No, I'm still here, Chewy. Although the numbers watching are dropping. Okay, see you later, Marek. Have fun. Yeah, I never went away. So no problems with my web here. I've not had anything coming up saying stream health bad or dropping frames or anything. So I don't know. I blame the weather. It's too hot. Can I repeat what I was saying? If I could remember it, Aaron, I would. Yeah, it was mainly just about you spend that much on a game and then you have to spend more money to unlock stuff that's already on the disc that you've already paid for. Or they release part of the game and then you have to download the rest of it later when they finally finish making it because they wanted to meet a deadline rather than finish the game properly. Kind of like buying a car, but it hasn't got an engine in yet because we haven't quite finished designing that. You know, it's just the yeah, exactly. Yeah, big fish fam hugs from Eric, from everyone. I'm fairly sure, and a belch as well. Yeah, the complete edition. Yeah, either that or you get some limited edition with season pass and extra skin for your character, and it's like twice the price. You're like, really? I'm going to be bored of the game before the DLC comes out anyway. So you know, what was the last one I got? I mean, I think the last game I actually bought all the DLC for would probably be Fallout New Vegas or Skyrim. One of them two. Yeah, the thing is, Aaron, some of us can remember the days when you could buy 6 games for £5 when there were new releases. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of around about that time I stopped score whoring, being a proper gamer, as it were. And you know, like the shooters, the actual single player campaign is just so short. You can do it in like 2 or 3 hours, and then yeah, multiplayer, and you go, yeah, right, I'm bored now. Um, yeah, you just don't get your money worth, and especially if they want you to download the game rather than buy it on disc. So no, because if I buy it on disc, when I complete it or get bored of it, I can then trade it in and either get cash or money off of another game. The problem with downloadable stuff is it has zero value. You paid for an experience. Once that experience is over, that's it. You know, it's kind of like going to a theme park. Once you've been on the rides, thrown up, got a headache, backache and footache from being in queues all day long. Yeah, you've got nothing to show for it. Battlefront 2. I remember Battlefront 2. That was an awesome game. Oh, interesting biological product resin that does not change pH. A breeding of rainforest fish. Ooh. Now let me know what that one's called, Chewy. I might have to try that. Yeah. I mean, not that I'm having a problem getting things to breed at the moment. Well, I'll say that the only things that aren't breeding at the moment are the shell dwellers. I say they're not breeding. I haven't seen any babies yet, but I've not had them long, so I'm not too worried. Chances are I might have 4 females. That would be my luck, wouldn't it? Get 4 fish and they're all female. And the electric blue Acara, but I'm not even sure if they're actually big enough yet to breed. Because I've got 2 boys and 1 girl in there, so she's got a choice. And so the Epistos breed happily, the Bristlenoses breed happily. I mean, if there's some kind of resin that stops Crebensis from multiplying and appearing out of nowhere, that would be awesome. There's that grow out tub that I've emptied of cribs twice. Yeah, I emptied it. It was empty. I pulled everything out, caught all the fish out of it. Countryside aquatics filtration. Alrighty, thank you, Chewy. I'll have a look into that later. Yeah, I'll say because that black crib tub that I grew out the first lot of cribs in, that's now got 100 odd bristlenoses in it and some guppies. Yeah, there's another crib in there. Where from? How? I took the filter out, the heater out, the chunk of wood out, the hut out, plants out, gravel vac the whole thing to death before I put the plex in there. And I've already pulled out 1 breeding pair of cribs, and now I've got, and all their offspring, and now I've got another pair of cribs that I've kept. There was another pair I got rid of a couple of weeks ago, and there's another one in there. Where? How? Oh, sweet. Nice one, Aaron. Multiple Venus flytraps. Yeah, the good weather's on the way, Aaron. Don't worry about it. We'll get rid of this nasty, dry, hot, sunny stuff, and we'll get some nice, dull, grey, drizzly stuff. Much better. And I'm hearing a clicking sound from behind me, which must mean that a clown roach is feeding away somewhere. Well, I hope it's a clown roach. Graham, hello. Yeah, mini heat wave, I know. I hate it. And being a Scot, you probably hate it as well. Yeah, good to see you, Graham. I've been trying to be more active on your Facebook group and stuff. I'm kind of going through my Facebook stuff and getting rid of stuff with groups, people, etc. that I don't post in or have anything to do with anymore, really. Just to try and clear some of the muck out of my feed. Yeah, that's definitely clown just feeding behind me. Are you here again, Zach? Oh, I'm second in the free stickers comp. I mean, you know what would happen, Graham, if I got free stickers? You know where some of them would go? Across the front of this tank. So I've got to post more and more stuff. Righty-ho. Will do. Operation Spam the Page commences. Nah, I won't spam it. Yeah, it's all. It's just weird hearing the sounds of snails getting killed behind me. Yeah, I say if you're not on the Aquarium Adventures Facebook group, Go join it. Great group. None of the normal fish policey, politicky, you can't do that. It's generally a very friendly and fun group to be a part of. Yep, somewhere for the traps to hibernate. Yeah. Oh, you can send them my way. We got so many bloody flies around here at the moment. It's unreal. Because of the problems with the chicken factory in town that had a mass corona outbreak, they've had to shut the factory, which means they obviously, being a chicken factory, there are a certain amount of bits and liquids, shall we say, that tend to attract flies. And because they're not there, they've turned off obviously all the fly killers and the ozone generators. So yeah, the town is basically overrun with a plague of flies at the moment. And because I keep fish, I can't use fly spray. Although when I catch the little sods or splat them, they go into a tank. Usually there, the Acaras will destroy them. Or the Danios. It's like thawed out frozen food, really. Fruit flies. Yeah, fruit flies aren't as annoying as these are just basic, the little black house flies. The ones that have an entire room to explore and they have to come and land on your forehead every 30 seconds or your foot or something. Yeah, and the Acaras had a spider earlier as well. I sort of sat there looking at it a bit confused as it was running around on the surface, and then one of them went hom. So, yeah, bye-bye spider. Free live food. Oh yeah, that one land on the, or Mike has TV screen normally. He's sat there watching something, and there'd just be a fly sat right in the middle of the screen. He's like, I don't want to get up and move you, because then you'll probably come and land on me. But could you just like wander off to the corner of the screen, somewhere out of the way, not like right in the middle? Awkward bloody things. I say, as Sean is here, I think Sean is still here. We'll go with a little update on the Shelly tank, which really needs the glass cleaning now. As I had to feed my baby brine shrimp to them, because I forgot to feed them to anything else, and they weren't baby brine shrimp anymore. And that meant I spilled a load of salt water down the front of the tank. But if we grab a Camirara rotator 8 and try not to hold it in such a silly position, as you can see from down here, let's angle down a bit, where they pulled all the lava rock out from down the back. We have, let's go somewhere down there. We got one has made a tunnel under that rock. The one up this corner has made a big tunnel under that rock, and it's basically gone all the way to the bottom and dumped out that depth of sand. It's supposed to be like that deep. Yeah. That is, oh yeah, we're getting algae in there. So I'll have to do something about that. Oh, and yeah, minor algae problem in here as well. But Tanky seems to not be too unhappy, and the Daniel CPDs are doing well. Is there anyone? Oh, let's see if we can get some decent pictures of. There we go. Big fat happy electric blue Acaras. Somehow still 2 Ember Tetras. Who else we got on show? Oh, there's Big Bob, the Neurite snail up on the top of the wood. and Dave having a munch. And I think the clown loaches must have gone back to sleep. And no, you don't want to see that. It's a complete mess. And we're completely out of focus, so time to move out of the way, let the camera refocus, cover the lens momentarily, get back in shot, and it'll refocus. No, it won't. The pond is... let's just get this camera to focus properly again first. Come on, camera. That's better. Kinda, maybe. No. Pond, yeah, all doing good. The oxygenating pondweed in there has gone a bit nuts, so I've been pulling that out by the handful repeatedly. Fish doing fine. Snails doing fine. Hit G5 I open the movies folder. As long as you didn't hit a G spot, that's the main thing. Right, is that focused yet? What is it focusing on? Get on camera, focus. Let's try now. Nah, still no. Probably not enough light, that's the thing. All right, let's try and turn on the kitchen light as well. Nah, still not in focus. Oh well, sod it. Never mind. Perhaps it will refocus at some point. And it might be focusing on a ghost cat somewhere, so I don't know. Actually, while we are having camera focus issues, let me just move a couple of bits out of the way. All the foods, etc., are still sat on the coffee table from when I was doing the water change in there on Friday. And let's go have a look at the cherry shrimp. However long the cable will stretch. So, and there we have the cherry shrimp tank in focus, miraculously. Still no sign of planaria in there, and plenty of baby shrimplets as well, trundling about. And you can see the blue ones swimming around looking for food. So there we go. And now it refocuses. Sorted. It's just if I had something solid behind me, it would focus quite easily, but it sort of tries to focus on the tank or a fish in the tank or the wall or me. Or if I've got my hand further forward, it'll focus on that. And damn autofocuses. I'm not that anyone really wants to see me in high def, but the fish look better in high def. Anyone know who has spawning moths for sale? I don't, Bob. Although Bentley Pasco's got a video on how to make them. They seem pretty simple. Just a ball of green yarn, acrylics, green acrylic twine. It's basically just wrap it around a decent sized book, tie a knot and cut it, pretty much. Her planaria are harmless and they're deadly for shrimp. Hard to tell who's right. For fish, planaria are harmless, pretty much, because most of the time the fish will eat them. For shrimp, however, they are deadly. I mean, I don't know, you've probably not seen my shrimpy tank videos that I've been doing lately, but that shrimp tank had 200 plus cherry shrimp in there. Then I kind of got rather lax and behind on my maintenance, etc., and trapping. And when I went to redo it, probably about a month ago now, there were 14 cherry shrimp. And the planaria had eaten. Yeah, so they will also attack the adults when they molt, Bob. That's the problem. As the adults are molting, they get in the gap in the shell and start eating. Yes, so I went from 200 cherry shrimp to 14 in a matter of probably months, 2 or 3 months. But yeah, if you saw the video, you see how many planaria were in there. And that was just the ones that were visible and not hidden up in the substrate. So I've been watching it like a hawk, and I haven't seen any at all since. But yeah, I'll say I've had planaria in that tank for ages. I did have them in this tank when I had some shrimp in there. Or when I just had the shrimp in there, I had planaria in there. As soon as I took all the shrimp out and moved them over there and then made this into a fish tank again, which was the Chopridanios, the electric, and the African butterfly cichlids, suddenly there were no planaria in it. And then all the planaria turned up in that one. And the shrimp colony in that one struggled. And from the couple I obviously missed when I switched this one over, they must have been hiding up in the filter or something. I ended up with a large colony of cherry shrimp in a cichlid tank. To go with the other large colony of cherry shrimp that were in the better tank. But yeah, so I had been trapping them because I try and avoid using chemicals if I can in my tanks. So I had been trapping them, but then I kind of stopped and the numbers got out of control and just wiped out the shrimp. But now we have, let's say, a Skittles tank. We got the remainders of my cherries, including a couple of the ones that somehow turned up in the Pleco grow out tub. I don't know. We've got some blues, some oranges, some yellows, some Sakura fire reds or red cherry shrimp. So yeah, mix them all together and see what happens. They'll either all go brown or we'll get all sorts of weird color combinations. And it's a shame because I was getting some really gorgeous shrimp out of that. Getting a whole load of release. What I call the lace shrimp. It's a red cherry shrimp, but they're kind of red and clear, so they kind of look like a lace doily effect on the shell. And some like half red, half white, half red, half yellow. All sorts of randomness turning up, but unfortunately they all got munched. But yeah, reproducing, we got bobbers in there, we got saddled females, so numbers should go back up fairly rapidly, and then I can start selling them again. And then selling cribs again, and selling bristle noses again. Yeah, the copper wire. Yeah, shrimp are extremely sensitive to copper. That's the problem. It's one of those weird things where if you'd used the lead wire, it'd have probably been safer. I know, dumb, huh? Yeah, I mean, copper will kill shrimp, it will kill snails, it'll kill planaria, but so that would have been a solution. Use copper, but I didn't really want to kill everything in the tank. So And as there were a lot of planaria and a lot of Malaysian trumpet snails, I wouldn't have been able to get out of the substrate. I could have, yeah, no planaria. That, yeah, it'll do the job. It's beetle nut juice, I think, basically, or beetle nut powder extract. Yeah, it's something I should probably have done months ago, but as I say, I'll try and avoid using chemicals if I can. Pretty much water softener, well, not water softener, water conditioner, which I use safe, the bacterial starters. Other than that, I've got Pimafix and Melafix from when I had to treat that. Salt and some fin rot stuff, which I just use for, or used for when like betters have had their fins munched or caught on things and got ripped or torn. And cherry shrimp duo, highly sent a big bag of skills. Yeah, so that's what I've done, Bob, is I didn't get all my shrimp from the same place. There are the remains of mine. There are some that I got, well, for free. I traded in 10 bristle noses and got 10 baby bristle noses worth of cherry shrimp, which is considerably more shrimp than I was expecting. Got some from Pets at Home, and I went and got some from Maidenhead Aquatics. So it's a good mix of genes. So yeah, hopefully avoid any inbreeding problems for a while anyway. So young male guppies. I'm going to some shrimp cheap. I know you do, Graham. Unfortunately, I've got all my shrimpies now. I know a guy who can sell you some bristle noses. What are we doing down here? Are they out and about, or are they all hiding? Some are out and about. Should we play silly buggers with the... You have a live stream at 8. I shall do my best to be there, Bob. Although that's 8 your time, not 8 my time. So if I'm still awake, I'll be there. But yeah. So this is one of the Plek grow out tubs, of which I have 3. And there's probably just over 100 in that one. And it looks, hold the camera in the right place, Sharpe. Looks like there's quite a few in there that are probably ready to be sold on. They've had a bit of a growth spurt, which is always good. Sunday Night Live with Kayla's Aquatics. Exactly. So I'm hoping I can at least clear one grow out tub of Plex before I need somewhere to put more. But as I say, I've got another spawn in the breeder box at the moment. Probably only going to be another week or 2 before Spotty entices Ginger back into the cave. Yeah, you've got to have Ed. It wouldn't be a Tennessee-based live stream without Ed. But if I don't make it, hi to Ed and give him a virtual hug from me. 'Cause I just want to hug Ed. He looks very huggable. I see. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad for a cheapy old lampshade I got donkeys years ago. It was originally cream coloured, but you know, someone's been smoking in here for donkey's years, so it's kind of a yellowy brownish colour now. Seeing that is probably better than seeing the floor, because you don't want to see my hooves or legs. You think my face looks bad, you ain't want to see my legs. Yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. Oh, actually, Graham, you got any red rainbow fish? Yeah, I wonder. Someone's been sat here smoking. I don't know who it could be. Well, never mind. Rainbow fish around here are an absolute pig to get at the moment. It seems that most of the rainbow fish come in from America for some reason. And obviously shipments from America to the UK are a bit of an issue at the moment. And yeah, none of my local places have had any new rainbow fish in for months. I mean, the ones in Pets at Home have been there since March. But it's always the case. You're holding out, you're waiting for a certain fish, and you go, "Yeah, I ain't gonna get them. It's just not going to happen." So you go and get something else, and then the next week you go to a fish shop, and there they are, the thing you wanted originally. Oh, thank you very much, Bob. Again, always appreciated, never expected, and it will go towards the hobby, probably a grow out tub. let's be honest right now. Yeah, let's be honest, it's probably going to be grow out tubs that I'm going to be buying next, and just keep saving up for a Mega Flex. Mega Flex. Although I say that, and I've got no idea what I'm going to put in it. Pristine Grease Light and Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah. Yeah, I know if I could probably actually order from Dan's Fish. But you know, it's that whole thing of being in a different continent is the problem. It'd be whether he'd be willing to risk shipping, as he doesn't know me. Let's be honest. He might recognize the name, might ring a bell, but he doesn't know me. Mega Flex, the 32-gallon Fluval Flex, Bob. You know what I mean. 2 of the 15 gallons stuck together pretty much. Yeah, those car kits are getting rather rare, and I hate to say it, Aaron, but they are pretty crummy kits. All the old AMT, MPC, Polar Lights ones are absolute arse. But I Revell do a 69 charger, so you could probably pick one out, and that would be a better kit. It would then just be a case of getting the decals for it, which I think is probably fairly easy to get hold of. No shipping across the pond. Johnny Cashew. Worst things to get stuck in your head. Where would I put it? Mega Flex would go right there, Bob. I have measured. Obviously, I'd have to put that tank somewhere else and lose the bookshelf and probably chuck most of the models in the bin. But hey, it's a long-term dream, let's put it that way. I'm waiting to get the funds. I mean, I could afford to go out and buy one, but I'm waiting to get the funds together, so I've got the spare funds to get the tank, the stand, substrate, heater, decorations, plants, rocks, whatever, so I can get it all at once. Christine's not a Bel Air. Christine's a Plymouth Fury. Hey Scott, how you doing? Good to see you. There, we're like a normal Firebird. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else does a Trans Am. I think you are pretty much stuck with the American companies, unfortunately, for those. on offer at mine now. Yeah, but I say I've got stuff to sort out beforehand. Things that I need rather than would like. Um, things like extra, not necessarily quarantine, but extra grow out space is something I do need. Um, yeah, probably still got nearly 300 bristle noses at the moment. Now I've got another 50 odd cribs. Uh, and there's going to be epistogrammas, hopefully electric blue acaras. Yeah, I'm going to need grow out space. That's the problem. Um, Thankfully, the shell dwellers can stay in the same tank, but all the other stuff would kind of need to be moved. I prefer to move the fry out when they're small because they're a lot easier to catch, especially in a heavily planted tank. I don't really want to be chasing around. It's the reason I do what I do with the bristle nose is, well, as soon as they're regulars in the cave, I dump the cave out in the breeder box, so I don't have to try and chase however many baby plecos around the tank. This last batch before last, something like that, I had 5 of them escape, and it took forever to bloody catch them. I did eventually, but I think I caught the dad about a dozen times accidentally trying to catch the babies. But yeah, sort of half-inch, three-quarter-inch long bristle noses in a heavily planted tank with big chunks of rock and wood in are a bitch to catch. And they seatbelts, you hit your head every all the time. Yeah. No, she's a Plymouth Fury. You're telling me you've not actually read the book or watched the movie? Come on, it's mentioned many a time in there. Yeah, I had a friend who had a Ford Capri. It was only one of the little ones. I think it was a 1.8 laser, something like that. But yeah, and the roof line in them was rather low and didn't have belts in the back. And he decided to go a bit fast over a humpback bridge, and I got concussion off the roof. The car went up and down, and I went up. Crack. Book sent me mythology. Well, don't get much more mythological than Christine. Dum 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 dum. Satanic survival books. And yes, my lighter is pink, so no one steals it. Top tip for those of you who work anywhere where lorry drivers might be around: get a pink lighter. Lorry drivers won't thieve it. Capri. Yeah, they were awesome cars at the time. But yeah, they would go between massive understeer and massive oversteer in the blink of an eye. And then they had a great idea of a car that doesn't particularly handle well. I know what, let's put a 2.8 litre engine in it. Drag addicts. Yeah. Yeah, let's stick a 2.8 fuel injected engine into a car that really doesn't handle well. I collector's items now though, the 2.8 Capris, or as Del Boy would put it, a Capri gear. Sierra's Granada Escort. What other Fords? Mondano, Vesta, Escort, Granny, Cortina, or possibly a Ford Cortina. They were quite cool. It was kind of like the first mass selling car in the UK, really, Ford Cortina. Yeah. Yeah, so my dad had some weird cars when I was little. He had a Vauxhall Viva with a full custom body kit on it. Yeah, Cadillac Eldorado, new type, not the old type. Um, Pro Street Camaro. He'd have a new car like every few months. Or saying they would all be old cars, but he'd like buy a banger, do it up, sell it, get another one, do it up, sell it. Back in the days when you could do that in the early 80s. Can't do that anymore. People go, oh no, it's had more than 2 owners, I'm not buying that. Oh, it's more than 5 years old. Rushing Metal Day, do I remember Gorky Park? You asked me last week. I do remember Gorky Park. And it's actually a place I would like to visit as well. Many cars weddings, no sold the cars in the dead past. Yeah, that's the one, Bob. The Megaflex 32.5 gallon. Considerably more expensive in the UK than it is in the US. I think they probably just convert the price in dollars to pounds and be done with it. I think it basically works out around £500 for the tank and stand. And because it's a weird size and shaped tank, you kind of need that stand. Unless you've got something honking large to put it on, made out of oak. Oh, yeah. Lots of interesting Russian history. And I can hear that clown loaches feeding again. Better than the yo-yo loaches. That sounded like breaking glass when they started clicking at me. Yeah, you don't need to be able to spell. I can get the gist. Got to remember, Aaron, I'm used to Tim. Bless him. Yeah, it's basically the same price. Just convert it to pounds. Well, yeah, all the European royalties related. That's the thing. At one point, Norway had a Dutch king. You know. Yeah, they're all related, and they're all into bread. It's only like literally this last generation they started like, marrying people outside of the royal family. Especially, well, I'm not saying anything about Spaniards. Not with AK's marketing strategies. Oh, geez, that was a bad move. It really, right. It's just, it's all the European families, all the European royal families are all related to each other. So it goes back to when it's like the English king would marry the French princess to stop, just to try and not have a war for a while. Not that ever worked. And then like they'd always just marry around each other, basically to make peace treaties with each other. You marry the princess from another country and you don't go to war with them. It didn't really work out with the French though. We were at war for, what was it, 114 years or something? Constant. Hidden secretly. Yeah. Yes. The inbreeding. Yeah, it's like they're like guppies, Bob. They really are. They sit there going. I mean, it's kind of similar to saying I'm Italian American. No, it's that kind of thing. Whereas the Queen is English. Well, she's actually more German than English. That kind of thing. And then their kids are technically part English, part German, part Greek. It's like the Appalachian. Yeah, it's. Yes, I can pronounce Appalachia. Although there's one I'd had problems with, didn't quite get. It's a mountain range, and because you only hear things, and you hear things with the accent, and so it doesn't, you might not quite get it. I thought it was the Outer Rondaks. I didn't realise it was the Adirondacks, because yeah, it wasn't until I saw it written down and someone talking about it. I was like, oh right, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a. Well, I did see a rather funny video this week. Was the YouTube channels is like, it generally seems to be, well, the ones I find anyway, or the ones that turn up on my feed are generally like Americans that have visited or are traveling or are living in England, and it's like the differences between England and the UK and the US. And there's a video of them trying to pronounce English place names. It's rather funny. And people started putting some Welsh ones in. They're going, huh? How? No, it's spelt Llangollen. Well, you're not going to catch me with Wyndham, are you, Freem? I live like 7 miles down the road from it. I've lived there. Yeah. Yeah, Wyndham with Edinburgh. Yeah. Edinburgh. Middlesbrough. And then you do get other places that are pronounced borough, which is like Attleborough, where I live. It's not Attleborough. And the scientific term is line breeding. Yeah, line breeding for idiocy. Yeah. Yeah, Wyndham, Tackleston, Haysborough. Yeah. Shires, yeah, Yorkshire, Hertfordshire. Yeah. So you start sticking Welsh in there and the brains just pop. It's quite amusing. Llangollen. How can that be pronounced Clangolan? Huh? There's no K in it or C. Where'd they get that from? It's Welsh. It's a different language. Yes. And one of them even had troubles with the Watford. It's spelled Watford. I mean, you think an American would be able to pronounce Ford, Food. I mean, it's just a shortened version of Waterford, really. But yeah. Hopefully they do another one or ask for more suggestions. Then I'll send them in places like Cumbernauld. The Prince of Rainier marries the Queen of Hollywood. Yeah, that was. Yeah, well, the monarch asks Sarah rule to themselves. All the Galax back. Oh God. Yeah, Camera. Yeah, Cambridge. Which I mean is a bit weird because the river that the town is, or the city is named after, is the River Cam, not the River Came. It's originally named because there was a bridge over the River Cam, which a settlement's built up around. So it would originally have been Cambridge. There's a lot of English place names you look into and you go, oh well, yeah, that makes sense. Like Bishop Stortford. There was a ford over the River Stort that the bishop used to get to the abbey. You know? Although Torpenhow Hill is quite an interesting one, because a Tor is a hill, a Pen is a hill, a How is a hill, and a hill is a hill. So that's actually called Hill, Londonia, Londinium. Yeah, that was back when Chelmsford was the capital of the UK. I don't know what Chelmsford's capital of these days, but it's nothing good. Let's be honest. Yeah, Londinium. Yeah. Oh, God, that was some really weird Latin place names. I'm trying to remember some. But mind you, Norfolk causes problems as well. That's an easy one. You just have to pronounce it. If you want to sound like a local, you have to pronounce it with A's, not O's. Became the Queen City. Oh, we're not back on them, are you? It's pronounced. If you were to spell it phonetically, it would be Nahfuk. Norfolk. Hence the general joke of Norfolk and good, which is how the local football teams can generally be described. Or industry, it seems of late, that's dying rapidly. But hey, yeah, I bet without looking at a map, no one can manage Haysborough or Cossey. Cossey is one that would always catch people out, because like there was a team on Robot Wars, and the guy who announced them always got it wrong. He couldn't pronounce Cossey. He always added all the extra letters in that aren't pronounced. Drop the A in ham. That just sounds perverted, Aaron. Yeah, I mean, it is a thing with specifically English. For him, yeah, you're a Thetfordite, a Thetfordian. I'm not sure whether to say you have my sympathies. Yes. Yeah, it's one of those towns that Norfolk tried to get rid of by, no, you can have an Ipswich, you can have a Suffolk postcode. We don't want you. Oh, Slaptown, yeah, great channel. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful place. It's just, should we say, somewhat chavvy? Would that be safe to say? Oh, I'm going to get slaughtered for this, but no, it's kind of like East Birmingham East, pretty much. It's like Norfolk's version of Beirut. It's not a good place. As you say, it's a beautiful town, some beautiful buildings, beautiful countryside. Just shame about the people that live there. Well, you could probably say that about most towns. But I'm sure you'll agree, Norfolk in general is just a beautiful county. Suffolk ain't bad either, but you know, being an honorary Norfolker, right, yeah, I kind of have to be a bit down on Suffolk, which is a bit odd because Mary's from Suffolk. She's an Ipswich girl, so I can't even get away with calling it Ipshit anymore. Somewhat chabby, yeah. It's and for any of our American friends who don't know what chav means, It's actually an acronym for council house and violent. I don't know what the American equivalent would be. Probably a hick, I think, is probably as close as you're going to get. Let's say some awesome history. Yeah. Well, actually, another place close that no one can mispronounce. Dis, 4 letters. I think of him. 8 Mile. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Chavs look. Yeah, it's basically Chav is basically a city hick. Someone from the projects, I think, possibly, maybe. But low IQ, no money, out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You normally see the girls are pushing a pram or buggy with one baby in it. They got the baby bump, and they got the cigarette in their mouth. Oh yeah, the fake middle class chavs. See, technically, I am middle class. I just don't consider myself as such. I consider myself working class because I work. Yeah. Vicky Pollard. Yeah, that's the original chav. Good morning, boys. Oh, what do I do, Freeman? I work in a convenience store. Nothing spectacular. Work in a convenience store, keep fish, breed fish, and make models sometimes. I haven't done that for a while though. I also smoke and drink energy drinks. That's pretty much me. Yeah, I'll say, actually bringing it to local news and fish. This Mere, they recently caught a 9 stone, which is what's 9 times 14, 100. What's that? 90 plus 4 nines. 100 and about 130-pound catfish out of this Mere. We're working the pistol. Is that you, Mike? Would that be you, sir? Recognise? I had an inkling. But yeah. So everyone, Freeman is Mike, one of my local fish store employees, chain store. Seriously good dude, knows his stuff, and when he doesn't, isn't afraid to ask. And considering what I see online, is probably one of the best pets at homes in the UK. And I stand up and defend pets at home regularly online, Mike, because of the service that you and your colleagues provide me and the health of your fish, cleanliness of the store, the welcome, and plus I get to fuss the occasional big fluffy dog when I'm in there as well, which is always good, and watch bunnies and guinea pigs. Yeah. So you're now making friends with the fish fan, Mike. Yeah, exactly. You can't as a customer. I can't ask for more than the person in the shop is trying their best. If they don't know, they're willing to learn, they're willing to ask questions. I'm no expert when it comes to keeping fish. I mean, some of these, like Kayla's aquatics, Bob there, geez, I mean, he's been keeping fish longer than I've been alive. If I had half of Bob's knowledge, geez. I don't know what the company policy is, but I would like to do a video, a shop tour, as it were, of your store, just to prove to people that not all pets at homes are grubby dives that should be avoided at all costs. Yeah, so there we go. Doesn't take long to get into the fish fan, Mike. You're welcome aboard. Also, again, congratulations on your wedding. I did have a listen to some of that last weekend, Chewy. Very cool. Which I have to listen to a bit more before I decide whether to get into it, as it were. But I'm still running through Nightwish's back catalogue, and that's going to take a while. Oh, need a coffee. Don't we all? Well, if you hang about a few minutes, I'll be disappearing in 4 because my time will be up. Father Fish will probably be going live any minute now. And if you, I'd say, Mike, if you're not allowed to do any photography inside, am I going to go on it? Fair enough. So, yeah. It's one of those things I would ask first. I mean, it's not going to get hundreds of views or thousands of views. Not on my little channel anyway. Mind you, it might go viral, especially if I name it like Awesome Pets at Home Store. Yeah. Have a good week yourself, Aaron. Stay safe. I would say, you know, the usual, don't do anything I wouldn't do, but that doesn't cut much out like it does these days. But now we all like them kind of, I don't know, algorithms. They do weird stuff. But yeah, people have been disappearing. Oh, yeah, I'm still here. It's just weird, random online buffering stuff. I think they're still playing about putting fiber in around here. So they're probably digging around in the back of the exchange somewhere. But anyway, as I say, that's my 2 hours up. Yeah, thank you again, Bob, for the super chat. And there was someone else who sent one. I can't remember. I feel really bad now. Chris, how is it? Chris, Multi-Tank Addiction. Thank you also very much, my friend. And yeah, I will catch you all next week, hopefully. Hey, Chevy, how are you? Yeah, so hopefully I'll catch you one next week in the same time, 6 to 8 GMT on Sunday, which I think is 1 to 3 Eastern time in the US. But yeah, thanks everybody. It's been fun as always. Have fun. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. And tune in and watch Father Fish next. Father Fish rocks.